Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to play a song for you that was recorded by Bill Evans, and it's called My Foolish Heart. It's a wonderful song written by Victor Young, and it's recorded on Bill Evans' famous recording called Waltz for Debbie. It was recorded in the late 50s, early 60s, and he recorded it with the bass player Scotty LaFaro, and they worked it out in the key of A major, which was allow the bass player to play in the open strings, and they got a beautiful resonance out of it. So I'm going to play it, and I'm going to break it down for you later. After I play it once through, I'm going to break it down measure by measure and looking at each chord and the voicings that Bill Evans is using. And so here we go with My Foolish Heart, the Bill Evans interpretation, a song by Victor Young. Okay, now I'm going to break it down for you chord by chord, measure by measure. And Bill Evans sort of revolutionized the way of playing jazz piano, particularly in the voicings in his left hand. And the fact that they're rootless voicings, and the fact that he used sort of dissonance chords that were what you call close voicings, meaning there were a lot of minor seconds in there. And this came out in 1961 on his album called Waltz for Debbie, My Foolish Heart. He starts out with this E7 sharp 9 chord as an introduction to the melody. And he has this, that's an E7, but it has a flat 9 in it here and a sharp 11 there. Then he plays the A major 7. This is like the first chord now. We're in the key of A. That means 3 sharps, and these are going to be rather unusual chords because you don't hear this song played in this key. But he picked this song, as I said before, because it would allow the bass player to play the open strings, the A string and the D strings, and so on. Anyway, this first chord he has voiced as a triad, but with the major seventh on the bottom. So he has this minor second in there, and he does this a lot with the minor second intervals. So he goes to the 3 chord, which is a C sharp minor. Now this is this chord inverted like that. So the 7th again is on the bottom, and there's the 9th and the 3rd there. So he has this dissonance in the middle, which sounds really pretty, but then it resolves to F13 like this, just by moving that one motion. And then that wants to take us to B minor 9. Okay, that's the 2 chord now, and we have same kind of voicing with that minor second in the middle there, but it sounds so pretty when it's in the middle like that. So we have the 7th, the 9th, the 3, and the 5 up here. Now the next chord is a G sharp 7 with a 13, but now that's voiced in the 3rd inversion. So it's always going to have the flat 7 if it's a dominant chord, and he has a 9th here, 3rd and 13th here. Now he goes down to the lower octave, and it's a C sharp minor, but now it's in 1st inversion. This is C sharp minor 9 in 1st inversion. And that's minor. Now he makes it major with a sharp 9 going like this. He just moves that up like that, and it becomes a major. For that's minor 3rd, major 3rd. It moves up to a sharp 9. That's the sharp 9 in a C sharp minor 3rd there. Back to F sharp minor again. Then to this interesting voicing of a C7, which is a tritone substitute, which means that it's moving up a flat 5 and it's going to resolve down a half step. But he's voiced it this way with the 13 on the bottom. This will be the 6 or the 13, the dominant 7th, the 9, and the 3. It's not a chord that I would think of playing, but he did it like this, which resolves nicely to the B minor 9 again. Now that's a tritone substitute. That's an F9 with a sharp 11, which is a half step above the 5 chord, which resolves there. And a lot of times on the 5 chord like that, I'll use the sharp 9 and put that in there, which is a sharp 9. Works nicely. Sharp 9, flat 9. So a lot of times he has this, just the thumb moving in steps to create a sharp 9, flat 9 relationship, or harmonic movement in that thumb. Back to the 1 chord now. Now that's an E minor 9. Now he does the same thing here. So it becomes E minor 9 to like now has the flat 9, which approaches. So it goes E minor 9 to a D major 9. So that note moves down to here and then becomes the 9th of the D major 9. And then he goes to a D 6 9 to there. You notice there's a great economy of motion. Just slight movements create beautiful voicings by keeping the certain notes in common. Like for instance, that note stays, but these move. And now that note, which was now a 9, becomes a sharp 9 on a C7 sharp 9. We go now to a F sharp minor 9 again, to a C sharp flat 9. F sharp again, to a tritone substitute, back to a B7, to an E7, which is our 5 chord. Now this is very interesting. He uses a G sharp there, and what it's doing is it's taking him, it's like putting it up a 3rd, but it's taking him to a C sharp minor 7, which is the 3 chord, and he does a 3 6 2 5, taking us back to 1. So it goes C sharp minor 7, F sharp minor 7, B minor 7, E7. That's a 3 6 2 5 in A. So that's I haven't heard anyone do that particular progression for this tune. But it's absolutely correct. One chord to a tritone substitute, the D sharp 7 to a D major. That's the 4 chord. Let's try that again. 4 chord, 3 chord, minor 9, C sharp minor 9, back to F sharp 13 again, 2 chord B minor 9. We're repeating now. Now here we go to E flat minor 9, and he has this beautiful progression in there, melodic progression that moves into A flat, but by way of a flat 5, like this. Ba-do-do-do, that's the flat 5. Dee-da. Now the 3 chord, again, becoming major with a sharp 9, taking us to the 6 chord F sharp, and then out that C7 tritone again, C9 tritone, 2 chord. Now this moves here different now. This is a different ending. G sharp, that's the first time we've heard that chord. G sharp minor 9 moves to C sharp. And it can have the sharp 9 and the flat 9. Once again, the 6th chord F sharp minor 9. And there's a D minor 9. That we haven't heard that chord. That's totally out of the scale, but beautiful. D minor 9 to a G13, which just takes us back to the 1 chord, and the 4. And there's the flat 7 chord, but it's sharp 11. It's really wanting to go to a dominant 6 there, the F sharp. So it approaches it that way. There's a lot of tritone substitutes in what he's doing here, and you'll have to study those up to figure this out. But if you don't know what they do, and then we're going to go to the 2 chord, and then it becomes major. It was minor. Now it becomes 13. 13, flat 13, flat 13. Now this is an E sus with a 9. Flat 9 now. Then he goes to an A major. This resolves to the 1 chord, but with a pedal tone. Then he does this really nice progression. Right, goes into a D minor, but with the pedal tone. 2 chord to 1. Then he begins his solo at that point. Okay, there you have my interpretation of Bill Evans' version of My Foolish Heart. Wonderful song by Victor Young, and I hope you enjoyed it, whether you're a student or whether you're an accomplished pianist or just an appreciator of Bill Evans. I certainly have been for many, many years, and I was glad to pass this on to you. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.